Watch what 2026 has revealed about our relationship with effort. Observe someone shaped by modern hustle culture as they try to rest. The room is quiet, the screen is dark, nothing is due, and still their body stays wired, braced for an emergency that never arrives. Fingers twitch toward absent devices, muscles tighten, thoughts crowd the silence. They cannot settle. Not because work is calling, but because stopping feels like a profound personal risk. You are not addicted to work. You are addicted to the sensation of not falling behind. What our current moment labels ambition is often just anxiety that learned how to schedule itself. This is not a debate about laziness versus discipline. That binary is the trap itself. This is about diagnosing a belief system that converts free-floating fear into output, chronic exhaustion into proof, and a fragile sense of self into something earned daily through visible strain. Once installed, it becomes the unconscious operating system. Every choice, every relationship, every quiet moment filters through its logic. This culture does not collapse when you are failing. It collapses when you finally win. When the promotion lands, when the revenue target is hit, when the external validation you chased arrives and the internal quiet you promised yourself does not. The reward was never the outcome, it was the momentum of the chase. Most people are recruited into this system the same way. The world feels unstable. Careers feel replaceable by algorithms or the next eager graduate. Everyone else's curated life streams ahead while you feel permanently behind. What you crave is not status, but agency, the visceral sense that your effort can still dictate your fate. Hustle culture offers a deceptively simple covenant: outwork the uncertainty. Earlier mornings, ruthlessly pruned distractions, life becomes a machine to optimize, and you are its primary component. Initially, it works. Output climbs. Fragile confidence follows. Each completed task delivers a microdose of certainty. Each crossed-off item whispers, "You are competent. You are not invisible. You are in control." You are not building lasting wealth yet. You are building proof. Then the imperceptible shift occurs. Productivity ceases to be something you do and becomes the core of what you are. You are not a person who works hard. You are a hard worker. You are not focused. You are driven. The language locks output to identity, and identities constructed upon constant output share one catastrophic weakness they never advertise. They cannot survive true stillness. Rest begins to feel suspicious. Unstructured time feels like decay. You do not slow down to think. You speed up to avoid thinking. Silence becomes threatening because that is where exiled questions wait. Questions about whether this is your actual life or merely a high-stakes performance keeping a deeper fear at bay. Eventually, the work stops being about building a better future and starts being about protecting a curated present. You are no longer optimizing for growth, you are defending an image. The productive one, the reliable one, the one who never drops the ball. Slowing down now would feel like exposure. If you are not producing, what tangible evidence separates you from the crowd? You engineer your existence to prevent stopping. Invitations are declined, relationships postponed, exhaustion reframed as the cost of greatness. Every signal from your body, fatigue, resentment, numbness, is overridden with structure, more plans, more artificial urgency. This is containment. You stay busy enough to outrun the truth that might surface if you paused. Before you continue, do something precise. If any of this resonates, leave one word in the comments: trapped. Not for engagement, for accuracy. We will return to why naming this state is the first step in dismantling it. The core mechanism is elegant and brutal. Hustle culture systematically replaces meaning with measurement. You stop asking if your life aligns with what you value and ask only if it is productive. You cease wondering if you genuinely want something and only assess if pursuing it is efficient. These questions are managerial, not existential. They never lead to purpose, they only lead to optimization. You become supremely competent at execution and increasingly disoriented at discernment. Your calendar fills while direction fades. You are moving faster than ever, but the destination is a blur. Toward what? Sustained urgency physically rewires the brain. Long-term planning pathways grow quiet. The amygdala, threat detection center, becomes hypersensitive. You enter survival productivity, always reacting, always doing, never pausing to ask what this frantic motion is serving. Many high achievers in 2026 feel mentally crowded because their nervous system never downshifts. Intensity is mistaken for importance. Comparison creeps in subtly. People who rest deeply irritate you. People content without struggle feel suspect. It is not about them, it is a defense mechanism. Their peace threatens the belief propping up your framework. Struggle equals worth. If they are whole, happy, and worthy without suffering, then what does your exhaustion mean? You double down on suffering to resolve cognitive dissonance. The revelation breaks the spell. The system fails not when you stumble, but when you succeed. When external pressure lifts, money, title, acclaim arrive. Suddenly there is space. And in that hollow, unsettling truth appears. You do not know how to exist without urgency. No deadlines, no pressure, no struggle. You feel unnecessary. This is not burnout. Burnout implies tending a meaningful fire. This is identity withdrawal, self-worth outsourced to effort, value contingent on friction. When life calms, you manufacture chaos. You create problems just to feel needed. Silence forces the question avoided for years. Who are you when you are not producing? Most flee back into motion. Busyness is familiar. Stillness is terrifying. Contrarian truth, relentless discipline is often fear with a planner. Real power is stopping completely without collapse. Those who escape do not become lazy, they become precise. They tolerate boredom long enough for clarity to emerge. Silence speaks truths speed never could. Decoupling worth from output is practical and uncomfortable. Begin with forensic observation. For 1 week, track not what you do, but the emotional driver behind it. Attach honest motives. Sent email becomes sent email from anxiety of being judged lazy. Skipped lunch becomes skipped lunch to feel virtuous. Collect data on where worth tangled with productivity. Patterns will shock. Introduce deliberate inefficiency. Once per day, do something with zero measurable utility. Read a novel chapter. Talk without networking. Walk without a step goal. Not indulgence, nervous system retraining. Teaching mind and body the world does not end when you are not useful. Institute empty hour protocol. 1 60-minute block per week. No devices, no tasks. Mind screams danger. That is the exercise. You build capacity to tolerate non-production. You learn how to be, not just do. Redefine progress. More done is dead. New metric, alignment. End each day asking how much of what I did felt connected to what I genuinely care about. Shifts focus from volume to direction. Hustle culture steals the internal compass first. Central question. Imagine all urgency evaporated tomorrow. No deadlines, no notifications, no audience. What still commands your energy? Not impressing, not securing, but living fully. This is the kryptonite of hustle mindset.
Once answered, grinding loses hypnotic power. Not a rejection of ambition, removing fear from the driver's seat. Hustle culture survives by selling slow equals death. The opposite, deliberate stopping, magnifies effort. Work becomes quieter, deeper, exponentially potent. Exhaustion not required for value. Urgency not required for authenticity.
The ultimate issue is not how to exit hustle culture, but why you needed it. What void did striving fill? Which fragile self needed proof to exist? These ghosts haunt every avoided silence, overbooked schedule, and pang of guilt for breaks. Hustle culture trains you to see rest as decay, stillness as danger, worth as earned through strain. Threshold, realization that urgency was crutch, busyness camouflage, productivity a stand-in for undefined purpose. Crossing does not ease life, it clarifies it. Commitments reveal authenticity or armor. Energy spent maintaining image versus constructing life becomes clear. Detached worth collapses irrelevant tasks overnight. Some goals lose pull, tasks reveal themselves as theater, neglected desires speak. Dangerous because identity scaffold removed too fast causes panic. Slow, intentional removal allows durable, authentic life to emerge. Those who navigate well do not perform a new aesthetic, they act less with greater conviction. Rest without monetization, branding, optimization. Life assembles on alignment, not approval. Truth, you were never meant to earn existence through exhaustion. Discover what matters to you and give it focused, finite attention. Not constantly, but intentionally. Hustle culture collapses when value is stored in movement toward meaningful ends, not sheer exertion. Motion without meaning becomes unbearable. Not weakness, but full awakening. Before you go, answer this, and if willing, comment. What is one thing on your schedule that would disappear tomorrow if your worth was no longer tied to productivity? Just name it. If this felt unnerving in a useful way, consider subscribing. This channel dismantles modern achievement myths, not to slow you down, but to ensure movement is toward what is genuinely yours.